Greetings, 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 my V family all over the world. This is your chief. Welcome to my Insta live from Bali, Indonesia. All right, for lesson number 2. So, for those of y'all who logged on, I'll try to do it between 12 to 1. All right, so it's 12:43 now in Bali, Indonesia. We just finished closing week 27. I hope you guys achieve your TAT. Send me your TAT if you're on TAT with me. Send your uplines your TAT. And I hope and pray that you achieved your TAT. And if you did not achieve your TAT, all right, it's okay, but you must identify why and make sure that next week things improve. All right, so today has been a long day. I've been on the beach in the sun. All right, beautiful beach here in Bali. I've been going around, spending a lot of time with people that matter, and then spending a lot of time talking to everyone as much as I can on WhatsApp, on phone calls, and now I'm chilling. Okay, at 12:43 tomorrow I got an early day. I got to start my day early tomorrow because I have to go to a very nice temple in Tanah Lot. There's a beautiful temple out in the ocean in Tanah Lot. So I'll be going to that temple. All right, in Bali. Bali is a beautiful place, guys. If you ever have time, all right, please find some time to come to Bali and spend some time. Don't do these organized tours. Come and chill, get a villa, all right, and go around town. It's a beautiful place, Bali. All right, so I haven't been here much for a long time, but we decided to come because my kids only like the beach. As long as there's sand and water, they are happy. All right. So, to all my unbelievable warriors of Japa and Dato Sri Vijay who are following me at 12:45 a.m. in the morning, wherever you are in the world. Lorraine, you're online. Okay, I'm not going to acknowledge everyone because if I acknowledge everyone, it's going to take forever. So, let me talk about lesson number 2. All right, and for that, I'm wearing a special t-shirt, my Abercrombie Spartan Warrior t-shirt. And I'm going to speak from my heart. So please listen to the V kids, V teens who are still awake listening to Uncle Chief, Uncle Cheese, Uncle Patman, to my ISB warriors, to the V ambassadors who are actually following me online. This is an important lesson. Lesson number 2. I promise you 4 lessons. This is lesson number 2. Lesson number 2, I realized at a very young age that no matter who you are, throughout your life, there's one thing that will naturally grow in us that I think everyone, regardless of where you are from, all right, you develop a certain fear. Fear is the highest form of manipulation by your ego. All right, and fear doesn't mean you are afraid. You understand? Fear can exist at the subconscious level. The fear of losing somebody, the fear of not being successful, the fear of death, the fear of anything. All right, I'm not talking about just the general fear of snakes and spiders. I'm talking about a deeper level of fear that subconsciously exists in everyone in some form or another. Okay, the fear of losing your freedom. Okay, when you get into a relationship, the fear of not succeeding when you start your journey with QNet as an entrepreneur. This fear exists in us. And I realize that one of the key components of becoming successful in life, in anything you do, is to be brave. You got to have guts. Nobody can be successful if they're not brave, if they're not a warrior. The life today is tough. Wherever you are, whatever you do, even building the QNet business can be tough certain times of your journey. And that moment, you have to decide what kind of person you are. And I'm not only talking about wimp and warrior, all right? Because when I talk about wimp and warrior, I talk about the ability to fight, okay? But here I'm talking about you becoming brave or strong enough all right, to overcome your fears. Not only overcoming a crisis or a challenge, but overcoming your fears. So if you look back in history, in certain African cultures, when a boy becomes a man, he has to leap from a very high place, all right, with nothing, just his leg tied by some vines from the jungle, and he has to leap into the ground to overcome, to get that click of no more fear. All right, in the Spartan warrior, this is the Spartan warriors, they would leave a teenage boy in the wilderness, and he has to survive the cold, wild animals, enemies, to have that breakthrough of no more fear. All right, and I think all of you at some point of your life are held back by this fear of the opinion of others. This is the number one fear I think everyone has. The fear of what people think of you, or what you say, or what you do. And I was lucky enough, from a young boy, thanks to my mother and where I grew up, all right, I overcame that fear at a very young age. I no longer worried or care about what people think of me. All right, how I dress, how I speak, what I do. All right, I have never worried about what people think of me. All right, as much as I love you guys, I will say whatever I want to say on my Insta live. I will say whatever I want to say when I meet you on Week on stage. I always tell Kalai, be careful when you give me the microphone, because when I go on stage, I don't worry about what you think of me. I will say what I want to say, and I will say it, and I will go to sleep peacefully that night. Okay? And many of you are not where you want to be, not achieving what you want to achieve, because somewhere at the back of your mind, all right, you still fear what people think about you. You still fear about the opinions of others. That means you're not brave enough to live your life to the fullest. You're not brave enough to reach a point where you need to understand that whatever you are doing right now in QNet, in building your business, you're doing it for your dreams, for your immediate family. So why worry about what people think? And I'm talking anyone. I don't care what my government thinks. I don't care what the journalists think. I don't care what the newspaper thinks. I don't care what my neighbors think. I don't care what my relatives think. I've always lived that way. As long as I'm not doing anything wrong, and as long as I'm truthful to myself, I'm okay. All right? I don't have that fear. That fear is holding you back tremendously. So if you want to succeed in this business, if you want to be a max out king or queen, if this is your goal, you cannot have fear. All right? Don't worry, you can have fear of snakes. You can have fear of spiders. It's not a good thing, but you can come to ISB, I'll help you overcome it. All right? Or listen to every video of Dato Sri Vijay, he'll help you overcome it. But you cannot have fear. You cannot have fear and succeed at the same time. So I realized that one characteristic people do not talk about. Everyone talks about hard work, consistency, dream, but nobody talk about being brave. Because think about it. The day you signed up, you did something brave. You did something that a lot of people did not have the guts to do, to step away from your comfort zone and start something so new that you were unfamiliar with, that you had no knowledge about. All right? You had to talk to strangers. You had to pick up the phone, call people, which is all against your comfort zone. You had to do a lot of things. You had to be brave. All right? B-R-A-V-E, brave. In order to succeed in life, you have to be brave. You have to be a warrior. All right? You cannot be held back by your fear. If you look at every culture, all right, people go through various traditions to help a teenager or a young adult overcome their fear. And if you look at a woman who has any kind of fear, after she has children, she has no more fear. All right? Because once she has a child, her love for the child will be so overwhelming. all right, that she doesn't care what people think, all right, she doesn't care the opinion of others. She will protect her child. She will kill for her child. A woman who has never hurt a single soul, all right, will attack somebody who tries to hurt their child and become violent and become super strong. And when it comes to protecting your child, you have no fear, I don't fear anything or anyone when it comes to protecting my children. Are you guys with me? And I don't fear anyone or anything when it comes to achieving my dream. So what question you must ask yourself? What's your fear? What's your fear? Is it the fear of failure? The fear of not succeeding in QNET? The fear of the opinion of others? All right? The fear that you did not hit your TAT this week? Whatever your fear is, you must overcome it. Because that fear is holding you back fundamentally. You cannot study for an exam if you fear failure. You will fail. You must study for an exam to succeed. You cannot aim for the highest marks in the exam to impress people. You must do it for yourself to know your limitless potential. If you studied for an exam to impress people, you will not succeed in life. You may succeed in the exam, but you will not succeed in life. I know so many kids who were smarter than me in school, who just focus on the exam because they feared what their parents would think, what their relatives would think, what their friends would think. I was talking to some people very close to me last night about how today teenagers, we have the highest suicide rate in the history of mankind, of young adults. Why do you think somebody would take their own life? Because they reach a point where their fear of what people think of them, what they wear, what car they drive, how they succeed, how they talk, how they are accepted socially, has driven them to a point of depression. And then it comes to a sad point where they take their own life simply because they were overwhelmed by this fear. And the number one fear that I think is holding everyone back, all of you, regardless who you are, there's one fear that I think is a fundamental fear in the human race. Fundamental fear is the fear of what people think of you. Do you understand? The minute you are controlled by that fear, you can never succeed. If you know one thing about me, I don't have that fear. I killed that fear a long time ago. I am who I am. Whether you love me, hate me, doesn't matter. I'm comfortable with who I am. Do you understand? I don't dress to please. I do not speak to please. I don't do anything to please. I'm a rebel. I cannot comply. I will give my opinion to whoever, whenever. Do you understand? Dato Sri Vijay says, say it when you feel it, Patman. Alright, what's the worst can happen? What is the worst can happen? I live my life according to this philosophy. What is the worst can happen? And this fear of what people think of you, don't underestimate this fear. If there's one thing holding you back from achieving your TAT, if there's one thing that is holding you back from having a better week next week, is this fear of what people think of you, which includes your upline, which includes your downlines, which includes your crosslines, which includes your family, your friends, your extended friends and family. Don't live like this. This is your life. And whatever your belief system is, let's all assume you only have one life. It's a short life. Why waste it? Why empower the opinions of others? Now, don't get me wrong. If somebody gives you advice, listen. If you think it's good advice, apply it. If you don't think it's good advice, don't apply it. But don't now misunderstand me that you should not give a shit about anyone's opinion. I listen to everyone's opinion. Just now, somebody was giving me their opinion. I listen to the best of my ability. But doesn't mean I have to agree with your opinion. Do you understand? Alright? But if the opinion makes sense, if it's logical, I will accept it. Alright? I sit down with Dato Sri Vijay for years listening to his opinions, his advice. And the minute I am convinced about it, I will make a decision. I was telling a moron earlier that nobody can force you to make a decision. If I could force you to make a decision, I won't be on this Insta Live. I'll be on CNN. I'll be on the Jimmy Fallon show. I'll be on BBC. I'll be talking to presidents and helping them make decisions. I am a firm believer that you cannot force any human to make any decision. You only can convince, influence them to make a decision. But when somebody makes a decision, it is 100% their own choice. They just see logic in the other person's explanation. Then they go home. They think about it. And they say, the moron is right. I will do what he said or she said. Do you understand? But you cannot force anyone to make a decision. And I think that a lot of people don't make the decisions they want to make. I believe a lot of people are afraid to make the decisions they know which is right, simply because of some stupid fear in them. Either their fear of the opinions of others, either their fear of surrendering to somebody else, or perceive giving up their freedom of choice. You understand? There are morons who believe that, if I listen to somebody's opinion, I'm giving up my freedom. No, you're only listening to the opinion. The decision is always yours. The decision is always yours. But you cannot make any decision in life if you are driven by fear. So I think that one thing that's holding everyone back from any form of success, whether it's network marketing, QNet, personal life, personal relationships, school, college, is this fear. So I believe for somebody to succeed, whether it's Japadas Bismarck, whether it's Dato Sri Vijay, whether it's Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, whoever you respect and look up to, they have all one characteristic. They were very brave. They were warriors. You understand? They were Spartan warriors. They were willing to risk it all. They had no fear. They were willing to lose everything. They were willing to fail, fall flat on their face. Because I don't think even Japa and Dato Sri Vijay believed that we would be the greatest network marketing company after 26 years. But they took a decision. They didn't listen to the world. They overcame their fear. They destroyed their fear. And they made decisions on their own. And thank God they did. That's why we are here today. So lesson number 2 is the only thing holding you back is fear. Now this is not the scared fear, you understand? Oh my God, I'm scared. I don't want to make a decision. Oh my God, no. Even the bravest looking man or the strongest looking woman can still have fear somewhere at the back of their mind. So lesson number 2, identify your fear. Identify all your fears. Be honest with yourself. Sit down, have a moment of introspection. Do the sphere of silence for 1 hour, specifically to identify what are your fears in life. What are your fears in life? And I am telling you, 99.9999999% of you, your ultimate fear, your stupidest fear, the fear holding you back is what people think about you. This is the greatest human tragedy, that everyone limits their potential. Everyone kills their dream simply because they worry about what others think of them. If I want to attribute one key factor of my success as your upline, as your chief, representing these 2 great men, Japa and Dato Sri Vijay, is that I no longer care what people think about me. As long as I live by the truth, be as good as I can be good, do good, as my mother always told me, to the best of your ability, that you wake up in the morning and you are sincere and you work hard, you love the people you love, you be there for them, you protect them, you provide for them, alright? Be as truthful as you can. You cannot be completely truthful. I believe it's an impossibility. We all tell white lies many times in a day, alright? Never give up on your dream, but never, never, never worry about what people think of you. Welcome all opinions. Welcome all advices. Sit down, listen to your grandfather, grandmother, the guy in the bus stop. All right, seek from whoever you want to seek. But ultimately, don't worry about what they think about you, because this is your life, your decisions, your dreams. All right, and I mean even your government. I mean even the newspaper. I mean even Google search. I mean even your own parents. I mean even your own relatives. Are you guys with me or not? This is your life, and you have one chance. You have one chance today with us to change it, to make your life beautiful one day, to live your dreams, to make your dreams a reality. Don't give the chance away to a bunch of morons and their opinions. Don't be restricted and limited by culture, by nationality, by where you live. All right, whether you live in Russia, Cote d'Ivoire, Malaysia, Kazakhstan, Germany, India, all right, Nigeria, Ghana, whether you live in Spain or France or South America or Indonesia or Vietnam, it doesn't matter. All right, your geographical location was the master plan. All right, don't empower your culture to create fear in you. Don't empower your nationality to create fear in you. Don't empower outdated traditions to create fear in you. Are you guys with me? This is your life, your dreams. And I believe strongly that if you want to succeed, you have to be brave. You have to be a warrior. You have to be willing to go against everything you thought was true. You have to break down barriers. You have to disagree with people and their opinions and agree with some of them. You got to be a rebel. You got to be a rebel. You risk the risk of being criticized, socially outcasted. You may not have the most number of friends. Trust me, I don't. All right? But live life on your own terms. Do you understand? Because there's one freedom. You know, today I was talking to a moron about freedom. Freedom is a false belief. You technically don't have freedom. All right? Think about it. You live in a country, you follow their laws. You travel to another country, you follow their laws, their culture, their customs. You understand? You cross immigration, you don't have freedom. They can reject you. You can't go to another country without a visa. Right? You can't cross the road without waiting for the green light. You understand? You can't drive the car without a license. You understand? You can't eat for free. You can't do so many things. You can't slap somebody you don't like. You may go to jail. So the reality of life is that the world has taken away a lot of our freedom. A lot of our freedom. But one freedom they have not taken away from you is your freedom to be the best version of yourself. Your freedom to rise and become successful. Your freedom to max out. Nobody can stop you. All right? Your freedom to love whoever you want to love and live life however you want to live. Nobody can take away from you. All right? Don't believe that the kind of freedom you think about exists. It does not. We adapt, adjust, accommodate every single day. We give up our freedoms, our opinions for the people we love, for people who matter, people we respect. You understand? Every single day. But there's one freedom I will never give away. It's the God-given freedom for me to be the best version of Padman Senatiraja. The freedom to overcome my fear. The freedom to rise, to reach my limitless potential. My freedom to max out. My freedom to build the QNet business. That I will never give away. Alright? Everything else we adapt, adjust, accommodate every day, as Dato Sri Vijay says. So no more fear. Lesson number 2. The only thing holding you back is your own internal fear that could have been activated 40 years ago. Could have been activated when you were a little child. Could have been activated last year after the first crisis hit your market, or when you lost all your downlines, or you didn't hit your TAT. Fear exists in many levels, but I believe the ultimate fear that most morons have is the fear of what others think of you. And if you overcome that fear, I promise you, suddenly many doors open. Suddenly you're moving from gold to sapphire to platinum. Suddenly your commission from zero is going to become 250 a week, 500 a week, 1,000 a week, inshallah. Are you guys with me? This is your life. Your life. You have one chance. And the master plan brought you to QNet. Don't waste this opportunity. Don't empower anyone to stop you from achieving your dream. Overcome your fears. You got to be brave to succeed. You got to be a warrior to succeed. Are you guys with me now? And if anything I am, I'm not the smartest guy. I'm not always right. I fight my ego just as much as you do. I have a lot of regrets in life that don't follow me anymore. But I am a warrior. I will fight for the ones I love, for my duty. I will fight to keep my promises. I will fight to keep my loyalty. I will fight for love every single day for the ones I love. I will fight. I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior. So if you truly, truly want to succeed in this business, there is one thing you have to be. You have to be a fighter. You have to be a warrior. You can no longer have fear. Remove all fear. You got no money today, don't be afraid. Do whatever it takes. You will earn. You understand? If you have no money to even build your QNet business, it's okay. Be a waiter. Fry French fries in McDonald's. Do something. Earn some money. Bring that money back. Build your QNet business. You understand? Do presentation every single day. Do whatever it takes to achieve your dreams. But overcome your fear. So my advice to you, lesson number 2, no more fear. The only thing holding you back is fear. And the number one fear that everyone has is the fear of what others think about you. Get rid of that fear and I promise you, you will fly. Alright? And throughout this journey, not only QNet, throughout your journey of life, and I've seen this 48 years of my life, the people who truly succeed, the people who truly achieve happiness, the people who really reach their limitless potential are not the thinkers, are not the intelligent people. You know, all these people, you can find them anyway. The people who truly succeed are the warriors, are the fighters. They succeed. Are you guys with me? So this is lesson number 2. Overcome your fears. Always be a warrior. Always be a fighter. Don't worry about what people think about you. Be true to yourself. Don't waste this opportunity. Don't waste this life. Be a fighter. Be a warrior. And you will succeed. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow between 12 to 1 for lesson number 3. Love you guys.